Hey everyone, BlameNinja009. This is my 25th review on this channel, and that is of Sword Art Online Season 1. Now, real fast guys, usually I try to avoid spoilers as much as possible in my videos. I really do that. Sword Art Online, the first season especially, has to have some spoilers in it, because it's considered two parts. It's 24 episodes, and it's part 1 and part 2. And part 2 actually builds off of the first part, of course. So I kind of have to spoil a little bit of part 2 to review the whole thing. Now I will alert you guys, spoiler alert, meaning that's when I'm going to start spoiling a little bit of the backstory of part 1. When I say that, you can skip a little bit. I'd say skip ahead until you hear me say spoiler end. And then I will actually just then review it, my rest of the review, I'll give it a score, etc, etc. But with that being said, this is the first part, so I'm not spoiling anything here. So, Sword Art Online is about a bunch of players, 10,000 players, of a virtual reality, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, who log in and find themselves trapped in the game they can't log out. And lo and behold, they are told 2 rules. 1, death in the game means death in real life. And 2, for them to actually get back to real life, they must survive and conquer all 100 floors of this floating city. Now, our main characters here, Kirito and Asuna, are just 2 of the characters you'll meet in the story as the story progresses. And what this show does very well at the very beginning, I'm going to say this because I really have to put emphasis on the beginning. On the beginning, there's a sense of hopelessness and despair that you don't see very often in anime. Our characters are fearing for their lives. They could die at any moment, and it shows. It shows that these characters are human. They have to worry about death from every corner now because anything can kill them. Simple things in games that you think are just jokey, they can realize, oh wow, that can get us killed. And so it makes for an interesting beginning to an anime because our characters, as cool as they look and as tough as they try to be, are behind this veil of the realization that they could die at any moment. And that's what I love about the show at the beginning. Unfortunately, after the first, I want to say 3 or 4 episodes, the show kind of nosedives, and it's unfortunate to say that, but I do have to say that because it loses that concept. And without spoiling it, there are elements that show up in the show that I feel actually detain what it could have been a great show, what could have been a phenomenal show. Now, part 2, spoiler alert. That's my pause. Okay. Part 2 continues off part 1, where Kirito, having actually successfully beaten the game, Sword Art, is now back in the real world, but he learns that 300 players have not come back to the real world, one of them being now his wife in-game and his girlfriend in real life, Asuna. So what he has to do is he has to go back into another virtual reality game where he sees that apparently she might be there and tries to save her there. The problem with this part of the show is that, again, it completely removes the despair and the hopelessness and removes a lot of the emotions that made the show in the beginning very fun and very kind of, I don't want to say scary or terrifying, but intriguing. Because you don't see very often a show with characters that look cool and look badass being on the verge of either dying anytime or getting to that point that they could die. And again, part 2 derails itself by doing just that, where now you can die and it's not a big deal, and the only true terror is from wondering what happened to his girlfriend / wife in game. So spoiler alert over everyone, so you can now continue watching and listen to the rest of my review. I'll say this: I am a huge fan of Sword Art Online, the light novels. I'll tell you right now, I suggest highly reading the light novels first and foremost. They are filled with details. They are very well done. I personally love that guy's creativity in his stories, and the anime does a decent job representing that in terms of quality. The animation in Sword Art Online is bar none very, very good. It has some of the most beautiful fight scenes. It looks nice. It's very pleasant to watch. The problem is that, again, the story, the kind of character design, or not character designs, but character arcing story that they have. Like there's multiple characters we'll meet that have stories, and it's just, they're not very good. That's the bottom line. So overall, if I had to review Sword Art Online A through F, I give it a C. Now, I know a lot of people say Sword Art Online is something you either love or hate, and I agree with that. But I think Sword Art Online can have a middle ground. I think it does deserve a middle ground. It is not completely garbage. It is not. I can never say Sword Art Online, the animation is completely garbage, because again, the animation's phenomenal. The soundtrack's great. The voice acting, both English and Japanese, is wonderful. It has those things going for it. It's just that the story and plot and character design in terms of their storylines could have been done better. And I think a lot of people agree, if you watch it and don't like the show, that you agree with that concept, that it could have been done better. But I would suggest, again, reading the light novels. Read the light novels. There's a lot of them out. I think already they cover all the way up to season 2, which I will be reviewing shortly. But, again, this is a C. I was almost tempted to give it a C minus, but I thought about it for a little while, and I said, honest to God, it deserves at least a C, because again, it has a lot going for it, more than just against it, and that's what kind of matters in anime. It's Sword Art Online, I say, is enjoyable to watch your first time through. I've seen it a few times. I'm not saying I'm a diehard fan of it, because I'm not, but I've seen it a few times, and because I wanted to see it both in Japanese and English. And it's something that I didn't really mind watching. It's just that it's something that once it hit a certain point, I felt it was more of a struggle to watch it than it should have been. So overall, that's my review of Sword Art Online. Guys, please comment, like, subscribe if you enjoy this video content, for more videos coming up. Again, I will be reviewing Sword Art Online Season 2 relatively not that late. I'll probably be next week. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. Bye.